The city is passing by me. These are not just people. This is not just a celebration. This is a summer city heated by the sun until it turns almost white with light. The city is passing by me, the way it appears only very rarely, without its usual armor, without the tiredness of the day. There are no working faces here, no hurried glances into phones. Tel Aviv is walking openly, out loud in color, in music. In raised hands, in short shadows on the asphalt, in the shine of reflections and strange, beautiful hats and flying flags that the wind turns now into wings, now into waves. A person spends too long learning how to be invisible, and that is exactly why he needs to be seen. A pink platform floats past me. People are dancing on it, laughing, waving their hands. The music breaks open space. It strikes the air, and it strikes the heart. The crowd answers it with movement. Someone is filming. Someone is simply standing there, not knowing what to do with their smile. Someone is waving a flag, and it is no longer just fabric, but a sign that the world exists. I look at these faces and think, every person here carries a world that cannot be seen from the outside. Everyone has years of silence, a room where once they were left alone, a word they were not allowed to say, a look they were afraid of, a love they hid even from themselves. And then a day comes when the city says, "Come out." And the person comes out, not because he has won, not because everything has become clear, but because the heart no longer fits inside the silence. Above the crowd, pink, rainbow-colored light bright above the heads, balconies, glass, concrete, palm trees, hotel windows. All of it becomes a stage for something very ancient, for something intimate, for the desire to be loved. It is strange how much of human life is built around this simple desire. We build cities, we learn languages, we cross seas, we change names, we keep silent, we argue, we leave, we return. And still, somewhere inside, there remains an almost childlike request. Look at me. Without fear, I say it silently to myself, and I am frightened by It is very simple. Look at me, that is all. Perhaps love begins exactly there, where another person looks at you.
For a moment, the sea opens up. It lies beside the celebration calmly, like time itself. People are walking. The music is thundering, flags are trembling. Cars move slowly along the promenade, and the sea remains the sea. It simply is. This is the greatest freedom. The sea does not ask anyone what they are supposed to be. It accepts everyone in the same way. Again people, again music, faces, raised hands, cameras, smiles. Someone is dancing high above. Someone is standing below and looking up. There is distance between them, but they are together. Today everyone looks at one another differently. Not like passers-by, not like accidental witnesses. These are eyes that say, life is too short to live it without freedom. I see love, and I understand that there is not only joy in it, there is always a shadow inside it. Even the brightest love carries the memory of loss. Because to love means to understand that everything is fragile, that the person beside you does not belong to you, that happiness cannot be put into a pocket and saved for later. And perhaps that is why here, among laughter and music, I feel a quiet sadness. Not a sadness against the celebration, a sadness within the celebration. Like a deep note beneath a bright melody. Bubbles fly above the platform. They appear for a second and vanish, reflecting the sun, the sky, faces, pink colors, flags. Here it is, almost the perfect form of happiness, transparent and brief. I watch them rise and disappear, and I think, perhaps happiness does not have to be eternal. Perhaps we demand the impossible from it too often. We want it to last. We want it to remain. We want it to prove its seriousness through time. But sometimes happiness is only a second in which a person becomes himself. himself. A second when he laughs openly. A second when his hand rises above the crowd. A second when music becomes a body. A second when the city does not turn away. And that second is already enough to keep living afterward. The procession continues, cars move slowly past the palm trees. The crowd is like a river that has found its course between the buildings and the sea. I catch myself thinking that I can feel the city breathing. I can feel people dancing. I can feel the wind unfolding the flags. Because a city is not streets, not houses, not bus routes. A city is an endless number of glances. When those glances become hard, the city turns to stone. When those glances become softer, the city begins to breathe. Today, it is breathing. Even too loudly. But how can one breathe quietly after a long silence?
The red color moves forward. Above the crowd, flags flare up again. And the sun leaves no room for secrecy. It brings everything out into the open. Faces, shoulders, smiles, tiredness, joy, embarrassment. I know that light can be heavy. We are used to thinking that darkness is dangerous. But sometimes light is more frightening. In the dark you can hide. In the light you have to be. In the light, it is visible who you are. It is visible how you look. It is visible whom you love. It is visible what you fear. And still, people step into this light. So there must be something in a person stronger than fear. Perhaps this is love, not romantic love, not festive love, not love decorated with music, but the simplest kind. The ability to say to yourself, I have the right to live. Below, the crowd above, people are dancing almost at the level of the sky. Music houses all around, glass balconies, signs, heat, cameras, laughter. Everything blends together, as if for a few hours, the city has stopped dividing people into its own and strangers. But I know, the celebration will end. The music will be turned off. The platforms will drive away. The streets will be clean. People will return home. They will take off the glitter, the tired smiles, the bright clothes. Someone will open
the door to an empty apartment. Someone will embrace the person they love. Someone will become careful again. And there is sadness in this, because freedom that lasts only a few hours is like a window in a room where there's not enough air. But even a window is already a salvation. And here are more people dancing, hands raised above the crowd, and the sea looking at us as if reminding us everything passes, but not everything disappears. I understand love does not always come alone. Sometimes it comes as many people in the street, as noise, as a flag, as a stranger's smile, as permission not to be lonely in one's difference. And I say to you, remember this day, not as a celebration of color, but as a day of presence. Remember not the loud music, but the silence that came before it. Remember not the people on the platforms, but their courage to be visible. Remember not the crowd, but every invisible person inside it. Because one day, when things become difficult again, when the world once again tries to become narrow, strict, and cold, you will need this memory. You will remember the sun and the flags. You will remember the sea and the palm trees. You will remember the faces and the pink platform disappearing into the distance. And this strange, bright, sorrowful day when love came out into the street, so that no one would have to be afraid anymore. And the city looked at it, at me, and no longer turned away.